Hi everybody. Well, I don't think anybody's here yet, but maybe a few of you will join, support me, and join in, tune in for a little bit. I got to get this down. I need to get exposure. I need to learn how to speak in front of crowds. I need to get nervous a little bit. I need to practice, and so y'all are my practice, my playground. I'm here with Annalise.
Hey guys.
The lovely Annalise. I wanted to talk about dating today. How it's different, what makes it unique, what makes it interesting, what makes it challenging, and who better to do that with than Annalise. There is somewhat of an age difference between us, meaning like we're actually in different generations. So
True.
She has a very interesting perspective. I definitely wanted you guys to, to be able to talk about it. And so we're gonna hear from her. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, last time I came on here, I was talking with my sister about who picks up the check on the first date or the first couple of dates. So we had a very interesting conversation about what the expectations are with dating and that. So maybe this somewhat kind of builds on, it kind of goes back a little bit, but then we're going to go forward a little bit too and just see what's the deal, So, Annalise, what is it like out here? I mean,
Oh boy.
I can see things. I watch a lot of TV. I see people and I see experiences, and I can remember for myself. But actually being out here right now, what's it like?
Dating, I guess in this time, in this society, like you said, is challenging. It's challenging for a variety of reasons, and I feel like one of the main things that makes it different now than it might have been years ago is social media. But that's no secret. We all know that. I feel like social media plays, a big role in why people in this generation, for some reason, there's kind of like a fear of commitment, and kind of like a desire to just kind of play the field.
Is that true for the women too? They now have a fear of commitment too?
I think it does, in a sense, kind of create kind of like a domino effect. Like, because of course, like, we see it more in men. Because of that, women are just kind of like feeding into it also, because who wants to,
Yeah, I think that is like, I see women as projecting that image of like, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just kicking out, just trying to have fun or whatnot. So that may be. Is that true? But do they really
mean it? Are they just saying that to, attract certain men that they feel like they may not be able to attract if they're honest about how they really do feel about, a committed relationship? But then it's interesting because there's a difference apparently in dating and being in a relationship. I know.
Okay.
Those terms are
okay. So, you mean which is what are the terms for that?
So, I mean, I guess it can depend on who it is you're talking to,
like,
or
we're just chilling. This is my boo, my babe.
Right. I think dating may be kind of similar to like talking to someone, but it's more of a free mindset kind of thing, which means if you're dating someone, you kind of have the freedom to date other people as well,
okay,
rather than if you're in a relationship, that kind of sets boundaries. And so
what if that was me all those years ago? And actually it was kind of this way. It was this way, but maybe not to the extreme that it is now. I just would feel kind of lost with that. Like, I never would purposely date just for the hell of it, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
unless
Just
you
to have
end up
fun.
with somebody and you realize, oh no, he can't really be he can't be the boyfriend, you know. Then you're just like, but there's still some perks to this,
Right.
you know. So let me, hey, you know, let me just.
See where this goes, kind of thing.
Well, you might know it's not going anywhere. So I might have participated in something like that. But I would be so lost if, you know, feeling like there's no commitment in the end that you're leading up to, like a committed thing. Now, do you feel, or do you think women here, like,
Well,
in their
this
20s,
is-
do they feel that fear that, okay, maybe it's not going to be?
I think
I'm
so. And for me personally, I feel like it depends on age, because I know for me personally,
Hey, Tia.
I've only been recently able to kind of get out on the dating scene since I just recently graduated. And so, like in college, you know, I was just really busy and didn't really have that much time. And now that I've been exposed to the dating scene, I can kind of see where people are coming from with dating just to see what's out there. And, you know, as opposed to dating for a purpose. And I feel almost like in this age, everyone kind of needs to go through that phase of just kind of dating for fun, just to get out there and see. But of course, at some point, you know, you don't want to do that forever.
So it sounds like maybe from age like 18 to 25 for the women, you may be doing a little bit of that. Like, okay, there's no pressure. I'm just having fun.
Right.
But kind of once you hit, I mean, and it could vary geographically. I've heard up north that the age it gets pushed back a lot. But around 25, 26, 27, women are starting to, okay, I need something a little bit more than just fun on the weekends.
Right.
Or, you know, oh, that was a wild night. Mm-hmm. They're more looking for, okay, I'm not saying it has to be marriage right now, but something that could be headed in that direction.
Or beneficial.
And so, but if they have the same habits of hooking up, that's not going to necessarily be productive for that kind of relationship. And maybe we don't know how to switch over. Maybe women don't know how to switch over to, okay, how do I get in the mode of attracting or even operating in a way that says, okay, no, this has to result in something. You may be afraid of pushing a guy away or coming on too strong.
Right.
Whatever. I know in your 30s as a woman, you like, I don't got time. I don't have time. Like, maybe not at 30, but by 35, you're like, like, come on, just hand over the resume.
Get it together.
Let me know. Just run down the list so I can check off, you know, and then by the time, if you're 40 and you're still having to deal with it in your 40s, you're just like,
I don't.
you're just, what?
It's time. Especially by the 40s. Come on now.
For guys, though, maybe, obviously they're having fun all through their 20s. I mean, maybe some of them get married. They just, especially if they're in the military, they gonna get married at 19. But like, some of them may get married in their 20s, but nowadays it's almost like a rule. No, let me get to 30 and I'll see what I feel like. You know, I'll see what I feel like. And then but they don't want to be the old guy in the club. So,
right.
So they trying to get married before 40, unless they just got money like that, and they know they have time to just take their time and, you know, pick and choose and just have a good time. Then maybe around 40, 41, 42, like, all right, I guess, you know, let me see who I can choose. But those guys have money, you know.
Definitely.
So, you know, obviously it seems like it but okay, what I kind of want to talk about is, like, how does these phones, like the smartphones, texting, how does that, I didn't have, like, we texted, obviously, but nothing to the extent that it is now, where you just literally, the two of you could be on a date just looking down.
Right.
Like, that was impossible when I was dating. So, what is that like? Do you experience anything like that, or?
I think
been on a date where somebody was on the, turning their phone over or something.
Actually, I've never. I think guys, and I think it goes back to age and experience. But I think as far as the guys I've dated are more aware of, being, just what's appropriate and what's not appropriate to do with your phone while you're on a date. I feel like they are aware of that, especially if it's the first couple dates and you're trying to impress someone.
Let me back up a little bit. How did you get to the date though? Like, how does it? Do you just text first, or do you call
that's
first?
A good point.
Like, how does that?
That's a good point. I have actually encountered men, not a bunch, but a couple, who are texting, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, eventually he's gonna make that next step to call eventually, and not just be childish and text me because he's too nervous to talk to me on the phone. But I've been in a situation where I've had to initiate, like, okay, like let's talk on the phone, let's do something, let's step outside our box, and instead of just texting all the time. And I've had someone tell me, sorry, I'm not comfortable talking on the phone, I'd rather text. And that was the last time he heard from me. So
I heard a guy say that women, they don't want to talk on their phone, that they just immediately only want to text. So that kind of makes it hard for him, I guess. I imagine, but
I can understand initially, but when I say initially, I mean the first couple of days.
That you exchange
numbers. And I see, guys closer to my age, I really admire when a guy takes that initial first step to call, like within the first day or two, because it shows initiative, it shows, confidence, it shows, that he really wants to, engage with me in conversation. And I could never spend a lot of time with someone who can't talk to me and can only text. It's sad, because as a society, that's what we do. We text.
Does that like, I'm thinking, if he only wants to text, is that just he's awkward, or he only wants to have a certain closeness with you? Like, he's just not wanting to be that close with you.
It could be either one.
He just kind of wants to hook up ultimately.
Yes, that's possible.
Or do they just, do you read it? Can you read that? Like,
I think you can, to an extent. Definitely, I've encountered some awkward guys, and I can also kind of see straight through the guys who are just, wanting a hookup. Because like you said, they don't invest, time into a phone conversation. They don't invest time in getting to know you over the phone. They're just like, hey, hi, what's up? You want to come over? And you can, of course, you can say that quickly through a text, and it's, not a big deal. It doesn't take a lot of time. But I definitely think it could go either way, because there are some awkward guys out there, and there are a lot of guys who just want to hook up.
I would say texting can slow down getting to truly know somebody.
Definitely.
I just think, some people may disagree. No, you can have a whole conversation on text. I've done it. I know. But you can hide so much of yourself over a text. So if you haven't ever let's not even get to the catfish stuff. But you can hide so much of yourself. You can hide you can even hide your sincerity.
It's true.
So I feel like it kind of slows down that, if not brings it to a complete halt if you never get. But I just think it takes longer to get. But it's perfect in a hookup world. It's perfect. Like, it just gets rid of a lot of awkwardness.
Exactly.
You can be more honest.
Exactly.
To the point. Your feelings are hurt less when somebody doesn't, if somebody kind of is rejecting you.
Right.
So it works really well for guys, I think.
It's true. And
depending if they're not that serious.
I definitely feel like hookup culture has never been more prevalent than it is today.
Do women, does everybody, do they all feel that, I guess you could say, pressure? Do you have to just, I know I gotta sleep with him eventually.
It's
so I might as well get it out the way. I understand she has those desires too, but is it all predicated on how long can I keep him interested?
I think that definitely plays a big role in it.
So are women like, is that what they're doing now? Like, is that they just automatically look, all right, let's just get it over with?
I do think it's that, but I also think that women, of course men, but women also don't really value that intimacy as we used to in the past.
Okay.
Only because it's societal influences. It's just the way that things have changed, and of course, like as women, we I feel like we have the power to reverse that, but I do think it has a lot to do with the fact that men just expect more. I know, as for me, I've noticed.
She said some women, but not all. Okay, but
to say what?
But I want to know whether women feel that pressure to hook up or not. Like, if you're hooking up because that's what you want to do, and you're free, you're doing like, I'm free, I'm a liberated woman, this is what I want. And you're doing that, and that's just your general thing that you do. That's how you start your relationship. You have sex with them, basically. And then you really start to get to know them. Mm-hmm. How is that working for the women that just do that? Is it working well? I mean, if you want to be honest, I'm being honest, it didn't work that well for me. I would go into a situation thinking, I have needs. I'm a woman. I have needs. And then, but in the end, when you realize the kind of person you're dealing with, you're like, yeah, but I wasn't like not invested either, So I'm like, maybe that's not the best way to lead. Like, we'll get there,
right?
But maybe we shouldn't lead with that. I mean, some people just think, oh no, not at all. Like, you got to show me you're worth it. Or some people don't even believe in outside of marriage. But
right.
I don't know. Is it working? Do you think it works for women to just lead with, all right, I have needs, so let's just get this over with?
I mean, it can in certain situations, but when you look at the successful, attractive, that kind of man, I don't think, as far as like my experience, something that sets a woman apart is whether or not does he value this woman. And I feel like whether or not a man values a woman he initially meets, whether he decides to value her or not, has a lot to do with how he sees that she respects herself. And I feel like a woman can show that she respects herself or she doesn't by respecting that, kind of like holding out on initial intimacy, because it just kind of, I think personally, it shows the man, like, I'm special, I'm worth the wait, and if you don't agree that you think I'm worth the wait,
so that's the women that's waiting, right?
Waiting, not necessarily like for marriage, but just like you said, kind of not leading with it.
Yeah, like not like first date. I don't know. I just curious as what we're actually on Emory's campus, so almost like what I mean. I just remember in college. College is a little different from out here dating, because college everybody's just getting it in, and damn the consequences. You're just like a little. But once you kind of leave that security place of college, are we adopting different patterns? I don't know. No, I don't. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But I also kind of wanted to hit on like, so how does so when you are dating somebody, does social media, does it get in the way of your relationship? Does that make sense? Does it can it cause problems?
I think it has the potential to, and I think its potential to cause problems depends definitely on an individual's extents of use of social media, and then how do they use social media? Are they using social media exclusively to meet people, or are they using it to stay connected with family and friends? And I feel like, you know, I can't even really say too many negative things about it, because the person I'm dating now, we met on social media. So I can't really, you know, I can't.
Oh my God, I see that as being the way most people probably, in the future, it'll be like how most people meet. Through some kind of internet situation. I think in the future, that's how most people will end up meeting.
But then, like we stated earlier, there's a difference between dating and being in a relationship. So if you're talking about social media in terms of, okay, well, I'm just finding people to date, and then as opposed to how does social media affect my relationship?
Yeah, I kind of want to, well, in the beginning, I guess, you know, like, I would imagine now, or I've heard, or as soon as you start dating someone, you go and look up on their page and see what your competition might be, you know. I've heard of drama in relationships getting, so
it's just you have, with social media, so much access to like a larger pool of people that you don't see every day. You don't work with a lot of these people, you know, you don't bump
you might
into them
even
at
work with
school.
them, you can be nosy.
True.
Stalk them.
True. But it just, you have access to a wide range of people, and that's just, you know, the truth. You're having problems in your relationship at home, you might, you know, want to shoot a little personal message to someone and see what they're up to. Like, it's just really increased our access to communicating with people that we didn't used to have back in the day, you know.
I see that, like, I can see where it complicates, like Facebook for sure, Instagram for sure, but even Snapchat. I can see where that can complicate the beginnings of a relationship, or just dating, period. Are there ultimate benefits? I guess if your goal is you're just trying to reel in as many fish as possible, then it's perfect for you. But if you kind of actually want to do the boyfriend girlfriend thing, or eventually get to marriage, are there positive things about it? Like, I'm trying to see if it could help that process along at all. I mean,
you're saying, like, just between you and that person?
Yes. Like, can it help your relationship at all? Can, like, Facebook, just the if both of you are on there, if you're both on there, if you both use does it, since most people nowadays are on, especially if you're younger, does it help the dating at all, or is it just possibly problematic?
Well, for me personally, anytime I've dated someone, even if we're friends and we're connected on social media, our primary means of communication is not social media, it's the phone. And so, I mean, I've been in, like, situations where, you know, we're connected on social media, but we never connect or contact each other through social media unless, you know, our phone's off or our phone breaks, and we just have to do it for a little while. But that's actually a really good point, a good question, because right now I really can't think of how it could benefit the relationship, unless it's like, you know, oh, I'm staying connected with their friends group over social media, and so that helps me be better connected to them on a different level and that kind of thing. But just between the two of you guys, I'm not sure about that. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm trying to see the positives, and I don't know. I don't know the positives in dating, other than it's easier to get in touch with them. But then again, they can block you, and that can, or what if it's an accident that leads to drama? Oh, I'm blocked on Facebook. I've seen relationships end over that.
Yes. Girl, I'm still blocked from some past relationships, Facebook profiles.
What is all that about? Oh my gosh. Ultimately, I want to talk to people about these issues. I want to talk about these topics because I want to know the bottom line. Is it working? Are you happy? Especially when it comes to women. I want women to be happy. I want them to get what they want.
and to be
I don't know.
empowered.
I mean, I assume guys are getting what they want. It looks like it. Looks like they happy. Now, they may run into some crazies and some jacked up situations, but they just keep it moving. Or they get their wife and shoot, they chilling. I mean, they're working. Hopefully, they're working, and they just doing. You know, they on their grind, and they got their wife, and they're cool. Mm-hmm. And some women are, you know, in great relationships. But even a great relationship, ultimately, my question is: are you happy? Are you getting what you want out of your relationship? And it doesn't matter if it's, you know, same-sex like, are you? And I want to, you know, figure that out. Like, well, what in our world is blocking that and is hindering that and is getting in the way of clear thinking of how to thrive with someone else
and grow
and how to get to that person in the first place.
Exactly.
I didn't have that rule book. I'm not a rule book, but I didn't have that guidance. I didn't have any older women. Yes, I'm an older woman. I didn't have any older women giving me any advice, like not hateful advice, but not, you know, not the condescending advice, but just like on the real. I needed, you know, this is some stuff, and so I keep asking that question. Now, I can honestly say, out of the young people and the people my age, it's not a whole lot that's happy. It's a lot. It's people in relationships. It's people that are single. But out of that, it's not necessarily a whole lot of people that are happy and getting their needs met and
within the relationship.
Yeah, or even if they can't even get a relationship off the ground. I mean, it's just like, and I'm like, and I do see a lot of finger pointing. Oh, this is the problem. This is the problem. But I'm just wondering what in the way that it is now kind of gets in the way.
Right.
What gets in the way? Does texting? Does the instant gratification through?
And you know
instant communication? Does that hinder it?
And you know what's interesting? It's really good that you're bringing up these points, because I think it's really beneficial to acknowledge these things that might be challenging to a relationship, might hinder the growth of a relationship, because then we can then we can kind of, like, you know, try our best to fix it, and kind of maybe if we, you know, get to this point, use those obstacles as you know, something better, something good, something that'll, you know, help and not hurt.
So Brandon says, what do you think contributes to unhappy women in relationships? I'm gonna step on some toes. I think a woman is her own worst enemy, because you can be in a bad relationship. You can attract somebody initially, but the problem is when you continue to. And then also you can be in a relationship and just never be happy in that, because you're always being you. Like, you always the person that's taking on the brunt of the relationship. I think I'm kind of starting off with the beginnings of dating, because first of all, a lot of people are single, but also because I feel like people need tools. People need tools for how to go about connecting with other human beings on an intimate, romantic level, even on a business level, but I'm not talking about business right now. I'm just talking about romance. You need tools. It's too confusing out here. Everything is changing. Everybody is so diverse.
So many mixed signals.
But we still need tools to how to get what we want. Now, if you just want some ass, you still got a tool book for that. Guys have a whole... they took some class. It seems like they all go to the same school. They all think the same way. They know exactly how to act, do, talk, what to say,
right,
to just get what they want. And if they want more, they know what to do to get more.
Right.
I don't see women with tools. I'm not saying they need to go read a book and be told what to do. I'm just saying they need a toolkit, kind of like how to first get to the person that's gonna treat me with respect and kind of be on the same page with me. But we also need tools of how to evaluate ourselves, how to not bring the baggage from all the jacked up stuff that happened before that's created us just a mess, you know.
And it's challenging to overcome things that have happened in the past.
There is a bug right here.
Oh my God.
It's good. It's gone.
Thank you. I kind of saw that. I was like, what was that? No, I think as women, just being, you know, emotional and, you know, having these qualities that men don't necessarily always relate to. Like you said, sometimes we are, you know, subject to bringing, you know, baggage from past relationships to, you know, a new one, and we don't always know how not to do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I like how she said that, the woman relationship toolkit. Melissa said that, and that's what I want to, because I'm acquiring. It's taking me years to get to that, just that mind frame. But does it have to take all the babies that is coming up? My daughter, do they have to take 20 years to figure it out? Like, I don't want that for them. You know, I don't. Do they have to just constantly get in their way, constantly, you know, deal with just crazy situations? Anyway, we're not gonna go on forever, but
Even though we could.
maybe the next time we can talk about toolkits, about like what, how to get what you want, and how to get what you want even when you're married.
Even after the first,
Like, how does
stages.
a wife get what she wants from her husband? Because he just, a lot of the times he's just, whatever, I'm married, you know, you ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
How do you get what you want from him?
It's a good
You
point.
know, let alone your, how you get what you, and you're stuck with it. You're like, oh God, is this what I'm stuck with? Jesus. How do you get what you want? And of course, same for men. How does a man get what he wants? You know, I think he gets what he wants. I'm biased. I think he gets what he wants because he puts himself first. Now, that's cool if I get people to contradict that. I'm not saying a man won't die for his wife and kids. I do believe that he will protect them, or if he had to, you know, most good men will do what they got to do for their wife. But it's just in little things, like, you know, I see my wife over there in the kitchen doing the dishes, but this game is on. I'm gonna stay in and watch this game. Like, he's gonna put his needs first a little bit. So, I assume that they kind of get what they get their needs met. But a lot of them be like, hey, no, I ain't getting my needs met, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm interested in people being happy.
Women especially.
Yes, because I think if the woman is happy in the relationship, the man ain't far behind.
I agree with that for sure.
He gonna get happy, like, cause she's gonna want, her way of expressing her happiness is by making the person she's in love with happy.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
so
how I
true.
am. That is completely how I am. The happier I am, the happier my man is, because I'm like,
It just drives you.
constantly
That happiness drives you to want to
oozing
make
that
him
out
happy.
to him.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And it's not fake. It's not like a resentful, like, here you go, boo. But you're like, but you did it. No, it's like genuine. And
Yeah, definitely.
you know, so how do you get what you want in your relationship? So I know I'm jumping to a different topic. That's just how stuff goes, though. It's organic like that. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate for y'all taking up the, you know, for those of you who stopped to see what the heck I was talking about. Not that anything I'm saying is important. It's not.
It is.
But that's why it's fun.
Oh, right
So,
on time. Low battery.
so anyways, I'm also going to post it. So sure, like, keep commenting, and hopefully you guys or anybody will tune in again next time I'm next time I see who I got on here next. Thank you so much, Annalie.
Of course, I really enjoyed
it. I appreciate you so much, and thank you all. Love you guys.